Good morning. This is Shankar, and today is 19th of June 2023. And today I will talk about. We've talked about Sun, we've talked about other planets. So today I'll talk about Moon. Moon in various houses. What does it happen? And there are certain things which we don't actually look at, and we consider Moon as emotions only. But Moon, as such, is a very important planet for education, and Moon is a very important planet for certain other things also. Moon is water, and it is water which is there in our body. It is water which is considered as Lakshmi. I mean, goddess Lakshmi. I mean, money. I mean, it's considered by water. Education is water. Finance is water. Mother is water. So water is a symbolic of a lot of things, which is actually represented by Moon, जिसको कि हम हिंदी में सोम कहते हैं. So Moon in first house is very good. A person will be very well off. His education will be very good. He will do very well in life, and he will have a lot of wealth, etc. at his credit, and he will also be very educated. So Moon in first house is a good position to have. Moon in second house will make you educated. You couldn't have education yourself, but it is not good for mother. So remember that education will be there, not good for mother. Father may not be educated. Moon in third house is not good. You are like a person who is in a Registan, or where in a desert, where you don't know what to do. You have education, you may study, but the applicability to study is not much, and what you study and what you do would be two different things. That is what Moon in third house gives. Moon in fourth house is very good for education. It gives you a new field of education. It makes you educated, and it makes you a person to reckon with. Moon in fourth house is very good indeed, and at least for education it is very good. Moon in fifth house may not make you very educated, but you will ensure that children get the highest form of education. You will live between people, and the more you serve people in Moon in fifth house, the more Moon becomes weaker. I've seen that. And people who do a lot of service in the Moon in fifth house, the Moon becomes weaker. You may not rise, but of course it remains that it will be very good for your children, and you will ensure that your children do good education and do very well. Moon in sixth house is not a great place to have. It makes a good nurse. It could make you a good doctor, but Moon in sixth house doesn't creates a lot of impediments in education. It creates a lot of breaks in education. Moon in seventh house is very good, and it's like a water. It's like a water pump, a hand pump. Where water comes from under the earth, so it's good for understanding deeper things of life, things which cannot be seen. You can understand that, and that kind of intuitive power Moon gives. Moon in eighth house is a very negative place to have Moon with, at least for education, and education have a lot of impediments. Finance will have a lot of impediments, and not a good place to have. It may not affect your life. It may give you a good life. I mean, I've seen Moon in 8th house gives a life to 75 years for sure, but it will create a lot of hurdles with you for in the initial stages to study, and there'll be a lot of ups and downs. Moon in 9th house is an excellent place to have it. It increases your fortune at least 9 times. I'm talking about, this is the basic. Now these things get modified by aspects, by planets 2nd and 12th. That's the Nadi system. As for the 5th, 9th, 7th, I mean, these are the lot of places, and as Moon, everything moves. The planets move. Nothing is still. So, but this is what is when a chart is there and Moon is in the 9th house. A very fortunate place to have. You will study. You will have fortune, and it's a very good place to have. Moon in the 9th house, not afflicted by the negative planets. Of course, Moon in 10th house doesn't give you much of education. You will not be able to pass through a very difficult place to have studies with. And Moon in 10th house, of course, makes you a good person to heal people. Now you could, if other combinations are there, you could become a doctor, you could become a paramedic, but Moon in 10th house, Moon in 6th house is the places where people make you get you into the field of medical science. Somewhere you're connected with medical, Moon in 10th, depending on your health, depending on how strong it is. Moon in 11th house again is what you study. You will not use that. You may study something, you may use something else, you may do something else, but again a good place to have for serving others. So serving others it's a good place to have, and it does well there. Just like as 6th, 10th, and 11th, the three houses which help in serving others, being a part of some society, if it is not being around medical people. These kinds of things, Moon 6th, 10th, and 11th give, depends on the propensity and energy which Moon has. Moon in 12th house is not a good place. Again, it's like, it's like ice. So Moon in 12th house actually shows that the more you study, the more will the downfall in your family. I mean, the more you study, there will be problems with your family, and it is not a very great place for you to perform and do studies, but it makes you a good dukandar, give and take, and strategize to juggle with three balls. It gives you that propensity to do. So that is what Moon in 12th house is. This is the basic things, or certain things which you would not know what Moon has in the various houses. We will go into details as we read more chapters. But this was an important things I wanted to cover. Moon is obviously always taken for emotion, but Moon is a very important house for education and also the direction of your profession. So many other things which I've tried to explain, which I've seen by my experience. So do use them, tell them. This is Shankar. You want to know more about me, please go to my website, shankarstudy.com, where you'll come to know a lot about my books, research, articles, etc. With this, I sign out. Thanks and bye for now. Thank you very much.